Okay, thanks.
Like my new mini face shield.
We're going to get started in just a few minutes here.
Where'd you get that?
We bought it from a guy in
I just love trying to.
We good? Excellent. Okay, let's get started here. My name is C. Davis. You probably already know, and we are we are Washingtonians to recall Inslee. And I'd like to start out by saying what we're doing today is historic. Recalls are rare. They happen, but they're rare. There's only 19 states in the country that have a citizens recall process. Not all states do this, less than half, obviously. In Washington, we may have a recall every 1 or 2 a year. Most of them are at low levels like city or county, if that. There are very few statewide recalls. There's been a few over the years. So a statewide recall is very rare, more rare than just a recall. A gubernatorial recall is extremely rare. So we are here making history. And we're making history for the right reasons. Because we all believe in our constitutional rights, our freedom, our right to work, our right to our property, our right to go to church or synagogue or wherever you want to go, freedom of your faith choices. And we believe that whoever is elected governor, even if we don't care for who's elected governor, must follow the laws and the Constitution. And that's not what's happened. So this is why we're doing a recall, because we recognize that the governor has participated in lawless conduct. And in fact, by law, we can only recall somebody because they have engaged in lawless activities or violation of oath of office. And so the process, I'll go over it briefly because that's why we're here. We have been working on this for 5 months now. But in fact, to the state and to the rest of the world, this is when it starts. We file our charges with the Secretary of State. It then goes to the Superior Court. After the Superior Court, it very likely goes to the Supreme Court. And that's why we have had an awesome team, a legal team, working on these charges. These weren't cooked up in somebody's basement. We have solid, hardcore, imaginative, ingenious attorneys who have worked on this. One of them is here. He'll speak in a little bit, but I just want to say hi to Pete Serrano. He's a rock star. He penned 3 of the charges, and they're really well written. So.
Thank you. Good job.
So, what happens after we finish this process, and not today, but after we finish the courts, which could end up being a couple of months, we don't know how long it's going to be to go through the Supreme Court. We all will have to go out and gather 1.5 million signatures. And you know what? That's going to be easy. We have over 30,000 people. We have over 30,000 people in this movement, and those are the ones we know of. We have over 100,000 who have visited our website, which is recallinslee.org. If you haven't visited it, do so. So we have a lot of people. If everybody goes out and gathers 60 signatures, we're done. We're done. We will have 270 days to gather them. So let's not play tortoise and hare when we get to that. Let's hit the ground running and just get as much as we can, as fast as we can. Once we get this on the ballot, and we're looking at the 2022 ballot, we will have a great opportunity. We have an opportunity for huge voter turnout. Don't let 22 be like other elections that people don't show up. We have a governor to remove. We have other people that we need to remove. We're nonpartisan, so I'm not going to name them, but I'm sure you all know who they are. So, with that said, I would like to I would like to have Pete come up and say a few words.
Thanks. This is the real rock star. He's the man behind the scenes. As C mentioned, my name's Pete Serrano. I drove from Pasco today. I am an attorney. I'm a practicing attorney. And when I saw this group form, I thought, what better to do than stand for my rights, my kids' rights, and your rights? So I looked at all the cases that we have currently ongoing to either recall someone, whether it's a Sharma Swant or some of the other constitutional challenges, and I said, okay, the courts aren't going to actually look favorably on the Constitution. Okay, let's stop and pause. The courts aren't going to look favorably on the Constitution. That is a terrible statement as an attorney to say. There we go. So I looked and I said, let's take the narrowest state arguments that we can and hang the governor on stuff that he signed into legislation in 2019. So we're going to get his own pen to kick him out of office. As C said, we're going to file today. 15 days or so later, this office over here, the Secretary of State, is going to kick it over to Benton County. I was trying to talk local. Thurston County Superior Court. From there, it's about 15 to 30 days that they'll have the opportunity to appeal it directly to the Supreme Court, and then hopefully shortly thereafter, 30, 45 days, we'll get a ruling that says at least one, if not all 5 of our charges are moving forward on the 2022 ballot to recall Jay Inslee. And I love the energy here, the honks, the cheers, the flags. Stay united, because we need you. Anything that goes through the court, when we are successful, and I mean we will be successful, we will have a petition ballot in 2022. We need everyone here and all of your friends and family to keep the energy up. Talk about this petition. A lot of people are going to laugh at it. You're not going to recall him. Why not? Gavin Newsom's getting recalled in probably one of the bluest states. We can do it here because we aren't a blue state. People believe it. People want to believe that. Let's show them how red we are. When we get 1.8, 1.9, or 2 million signatures, those same 2 million people will vote for whoever the non-Inslee appointed person will be. And we will replace Jay Inslee in 2022. No question. But we need you to keep up the energy, keep up the fight. When it's time, we will all gather petition signatures, and C is going to live under a giant pile of petitions and walk them back over here and say, hey, we started with 6 pages. Here's the 300 we need. Boom! We will recall Jay Inslee, and you are going to be a great piece of monumental history in the state of Washington. It is a wonderful state. I love it here. My kids love it. My wife loves it. Let's keep it great. Thank you, C.
Thank you, Pete. Let's have another round of applause for this guy. He's awesome. So I'll say something else about 2022. Because if we want to have a better state, we all need to get into the process. We can't expect other people to do it for us. And you know, there's an area that's been really neglected, and that's judicial races. Nobody cares about judicial races. They don't understand judges, and there's usually no one running against them. We need to change that. If you have a friend who's a lawyer, if you're a lawyer, or you want to just go where there's some lawyers and start getting to know these people and convince them to run, we need good judges. We don't have good judges. We need good judges. And the only way that it's going to happen is for you guys, all of us together, to organize and to find people to run for judicial office and to support them. That's critical. And remember, this is all of us. You've heard Inslee say we're in it together. Not with him. We're in it together to get rid of him. And we need to do that. We need to do that up and down the ballot. We need to do our job. We don't get a government better than what we ourselves work for and sweat for and fight for. So it's our job to vote. It's our job to bring in the people who stopped voting. It's our job to step up and run for office. Become a PCO in your party. Run for your school board. Run for your city council. There's no job that's too small. We need to step up and do this because, you know, the people who are taking away our rights, they're stepping up and running. And they're taking away our rights. That's why we need to do that. I want to introduce you to somebody who is, you've seen him online. He's very active. William Besson. He is running for mayor in his town. He has put down the gauntlet and he is going to do it. And that's what we need, more people like that. William? William! Come on up. William, come on. See, we're just people.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much for being here today. You know, when this all started out, I was asked to be a mod on the Recall to Inslee page. People started applying. People started asking how they could help. People started wanting to do something about a change. And look what's happening today. We're all standing together. We're doing the change. We are going after Inslee. We are going after people that are not obeying the law. We're all law-abiding citizens here today. We're doing what we are supposed to do. We are making sure that the laws are followed. What a wonderful day. And I am a moderator on the main page. I'm work on all the county pages. I ask, please, people, get your friends and your neighbors, everybody to join and continue with this. We need people. We are getting people. But when these petitions start happening, we need all hands on deck. It's very important. So don't think that your neighbors don't want to be involved. They may not know about what's going on right now. So make sure to get the word out. I appreciate every one of you. Some people I haven't got back with yet. Don't panic. It's a lot of people, and we're going to have other people helping me. You know, all you folks, we've got a lot of moderators here today. I can't name them all, but we got a lot of moderators on the county pages. We got moderators on the main page. You know, and the more the merrier. Trust me. I want people to help join and take this all the way to 1.5 million signatures and give it to them. So thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Love you all.
Thank you, William. We do have a lot of people here who work really hard on the website. Somewhere around here we have Jeff Pack. He's one of the founding moderators and does a lot of things, helps with the website and a million other things. Where's Jeff? There he is. Hi, Jeff. We have Dawn. You've met Dawn on the website. She's out there in the trenches. And Alexis is a co-conspirator here. If she hasn't cussed at you yet, just give her a minute. She will. But she keeps everyone in line. She works 14 hours a day. There's nobody that works harder. This whole group, nobody works harder. We're not paid. We work 10, 12, 14 hours a day on the website, on legal stuff in the background, coordinating stuff. We have a million things we have to do. But I want to tell you something about how we're just the real people of Washington. Well, when we were starting, somebody came up and said, hey, I had a problem with Inslee. And they explained to me the problem. And I said, well, you know, let's look and see what our attorneys think if something can be done with that. And ultimately, it shifted around through a couple people, and actually Pete found it, and he said, oh, that's gold. And the person who started that, by the way, is here. Her name is Rebecca, and she was trying to organize rallies. And Inslee, through the Department of Enterprise Services, said, no, you can't have freedom of assembly. And that's one of our charges now. So she just came out of the blue, and that's why this is a grassroots effort. Would you like to come up and at least say hi and say something about this?
Good afternoon. I'm Rebecca, and I'm thrilled to be with you on this somewhat crisp Washington Day. And I'm also excited to be a part of this first official step towards removing Inslee from the governorship of our state. We all have stories of how we came to this place, our grievances. Churches are told how many worshipers may assemble, now even based at least partly off vaccination status. Businesses are shut down, workers are laid off, landlords can't collect rent, people suffer, and the Constitution and laws, well, just aren't followed. And me? I've been trying to schedule a protest at the state capitol for roughly a year, and my permit requests keep getting denied because Inslee won't allow people to assemble. Enough is enough. We must show those who flout the rule of law that they are accountable to the people and the law. We all have our stories, but as a state, we must not continue on the current path set by tyrant Inslee. We must not permit the law to be violated without taking action. Please join together to restore Washington by recalling Inslee. The opposition is going to be tough towards us. Obstacles will be strewn in our path, but we will and must overcome for the sake of our state. In November 22, we will recall Inslee. That month, tyranny will be held accountable. Those who flout the law will be held accountable to the law and the people. And I call on all my fellow Washingtonians to take an honest look at what is happening under Inslee. Take a moment and look at the charges being brought against him and filed here today. And I invite everyone across our state to join in this necessary cause. We must rise, we must work together, we must sign petitions, we must vote, we must protect our state, we must not underestimate ourselves. We can succeed, and we will.
Thank you very much. By the way, this is how small of a world we live in. Because when I went over to to bring the paperwork over for her to sign, she showed me an email that I guess I had replied to a couple years ago when I ran for office. That's, oh my goodness, somebody who asked me a question. So it really is a small world, and Washington is a community. It really is, and it could be a great community as long as we remain to be an American community. I want to recognize a couple people. We have some signs and T-shirts back there. Jeff Adolphson, he's been doing a lot of moderating since day one. And a new field director we have is Melinda Ryan, and another one of our main moderators is Lisa Surson. So I want to recognize them. Please give them a good round of applause.
Ladies, we're clapping for you.
So we're gonna get. Let me see. Would you please call the people to come out and pick up the paperwork here? So what the procedure now is, since all the hysteria that's going on here, they don't want our germs in their building. Actually, I see somebody over there who I thought was going to speak, but he didn't come over here, and that's good old Jimmy Walsh. Hey, Jimmy! See, these patriotic events bring out all the good people, don't they?
Yeah.
And this is great. This is one of the few places in Olympia where you see American flags. We should all be flying American flags. There's no country like this. This is the best country in the world. Nobody comes close. There's no discussion. We are the best country in the world. Other countries don't have freedom of speech. Other countries don't have freedom of religion. We are the best, and we need to fight to preserve that. Would you like to say something?
Sure.
Okay, this is Melinda Ryan. She's new field director for Lewis County.
Hi, everybody. And the only thing that I would like to say is thank you for supporting our store. Everything we do for free. No one is paid. It's all volunteer, and we have no slush fund. So everything, when you support our store, you are supporting recallinslee.org. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just did my bit.
So we're trying to get a hold of the Secretary of State. I think they went to lunch. Who? He's over on the other side of the street. Jim, did you want to come over and say something? Okay. So here comes a man that needs no introduction, so he's not going to get one.
Thanks, C. Well, I just wanted to make sure the state patrol didn't pop out and bust me for jaywalking over there.
It wasn't Jay Inslee walking.
Jay Inslee walking should be a felony. Listen, we know what we've got here, and what these guys have done is great work. It's going to be an uphill battle, though. It'll be a battle. So we have to stay motivated. You have to stay excited. And as C and others have been saying, you've got to talk to people and keep them motivated and focused on this. Because it's a tough process here. It's harder than California. It's harder than Oregon. Getting a recall through in this state takes a lot of work up front before you even collect the first signatures. So we have to stay focused and motivated and energized. Because it's going to be a hard fight. It's going to be an uphill battle. But you know what? All the best battles are hard battles. So see, I'm just here, I'm just a spectator like you. See, you guys have done great work, and you got to keep going, you got to keep fighting and keep pushing. Because this is right. This is about the Constitution. This is about proper law and order in this state. So God bless you all, and see, keep charging, man. Thanks, Tim.
So you know the process, and I just wanted to add one thing to that. We've talked about it different times, but for those who haven't heard it, one of the people I really admire strategically in our U.S. history is Ulysses S. Grant. And one thing that he never did, he never retreated, he never conceded. He lost battles, but he kept fighting. He kept fighting no matter what. So what we're going to do, whatever happens in the Supreme Court, we're ready to go back with more charges if we have to. Hopefully we won't have to, but we're not giving up. This fight is going on. We're going to fight until they lose, till Inslee loses. So, just wanted to have the thing, but any luck getting a hold of them? No? Well, you know, what can I say? That's our tax dollars at work. Yeah.
They should be expecting the call, you think?
We left a voicemail, though. Well, go knock on their door.
We have an appointment. Oh, here comes somebody.
Oh, okay. Come on over.
We don't have a scanner. We're gonna get one.
They're scared of us. We have the paperwork here for you.
We're getting rid of your king, by the way. Recall Inslee! Recall Inslee! Recall Inslee!
You have a mask?
He said go and bring it over.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some action over there, so we're going to give them our petition, it looks like. So, thank you, Mr. Secretary of State. Yeah, so keep the fight, everybody. Like C was saying, we've got the media, social media, which is a big plan, a big thing to keep us
Signing
organized.
just happens to be on the top here. I can shuffle it into
Remember
the
to buy your signs, and more power to you.
Okay. So, we have formal recall, signing page, and the accompanying affidavits.
So we'll go ahead and take a copy of this and stamp it as received.
Okay.
The individuals on the list are registered voters. All right.
And you will bring a copy back out to us?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's
All right.
Good deal. Thank you.
All right.
History, folks.
Yes.
okay.
Make sure there's good integrity with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want chain of custody.
Right, that's right. Cell phones.
The charge is now in the possession of the Secretary of State's office. This is the shot fired around the state. This is our legal and peaceful and constitutional revolution. It started just 2 minutes ago when we handed off the paper. Yes, well, he will hand us back a copy, and that will be what we have. And from there, you know the process. Get engaged with what we're doing. Put the word out, because you guys are what we need, and you guys are going to bring more people. You guys are going to spread the word, and that's what it takes. This is about us. This isn't about the fat cats. This is about us. This is about the people. This is, and I wanted to say, we're all different here. We're all different races. We're all different religions. We're all different ethnic origins. Come from all different places. We're different professions. We have taxi drivers. We have bus drivers. We have construction workers. We have homemakers. We have babysitters. We have fishermen. We have all different professions. But one thing that unites us, we are all Americans. That's it. Just waiting for the... That's it. We filed now. I want to thank you all for coming, because this is important. Hey, Martin, haven't seen you in a while. Definitely thank you all for coming. This is what democracy looks like.
That's right. That's right.
And that's a COVID positive.
It's good you called me. Because I don't have to admit I was just going to sing Inslee a little song, but...
Oh, that would be a great question.
Hi you guys.
Don't get it from the speakers.
My name's Victoria. I'm with the Seattle Truth Network, you guys. I'm representing Seattle today. And we're sending out an SOS, Save Our Seattle. We're still alive there, you guys. Because this poison is coming from Olympia, but it's breeding in Seattle, and it's going out to the entire state. My group of activists, we've been out with signs all year long in Seattle, so I'm spreading this hope here that Seattle is still alive. We've gotten out on the streets over 120 times. We've been seen by 1 million people, and you'd be surprised how many people honk for us. We hold up a sign that says, "The pandemic is a fraud. Investigate, don't participate." Seattle's got a heartbeat, you guys. We get honks on the freeway. We get honks at intersections. So, you guys, take one of my flyers. We're inviting everyone to Seattle July 3rd for the March for Freedom 3. We've already done it 2 times. We march up and down Mercer Street, right in the biotech core of the state, where this poison is coming from. So take a flyer, you guys, or go to our website. It's marchforfreedomlaw.com. We're all in this together, you guys. We're on your side, and Seattle might not be as blue as you think. We can bring the red back for 4th of July. Woo! Thank you, guys. Good to see you all here.
That's what Flyers, you guys. Thank you.
Have been for a long time.
That's so awesome. Great, you guys. It's nice to meet you. That's hoping all over Washington.
And invite me sometime.
Where are you located?
I live here.
You live here? Cool. You're not too far.
Does anybody mind if I say a few words? All right. Who am I? My name is Matthew Hines. I'm running for...
Secretary of State's office. Yeah,
United States Congress in the 1st District. That's King County, Snohomish County, Whatcom County, and Skagit County. So, I'm up against it because I'm running against Susan Delbeni. She's a Microsoft stooge, has $160 million, gets all of her campaign money from Hollywood and Microsoft. So, my thing is that this is all great. This is super, right? But when I go to these things, we hear a lot of talk, and that's what they say. Oh, it's just talk. These are just people talking. They're talking, and they let off steam, and then we don't hear from them anymore because we're not doing anything. I mean, this is the first thing that has actually been done, right? We're finally doing something. I'm going to ask you to do something else. I'm going to ask you to do something by doing nothing. Because what we need to do is we need to send a message. And the message is, if you overthrow our elections, if you invade our country and make us pay for it, if you destroy our schools, if you give our kids no hope, if you stick a mask on our people without our consent, we're going to bite back. And we're going to bite back by boycotting. And I'm just asking this. I just want you on July 4th to July 11th, boycott social media. Boycott Facebook, boycott Twitter, boycott anything from a certain country that helped overthrow our election.
Yes.
Because the only thing that keeps these guys in power is money. And take away their money by taking away their money, okay? It's your money first before you give it to them. And I'm going to tell you this. Rockefeller once said, they said, why don't you give your money back to the people? And what did Rockefeller say? I'd have it all back in a week. If China was to give back all the money they have from us, we'd have to give it all back to them to get their products back. We need to change America. We need to change the way we think. But right now, send a message. We are going to do something, and we're going to do something by doing nothing on July 4th to July 11th. Don't buy anything, and don't go on social media. Thank you.
Thank you. Here it is. It's been checked in, it's stamped, it's dated. This is the beginning of the end for Inslee. And once he is recalled, he will never be able to show his face in public again. He will not even be eligible. He'll be eligible. He would not be electable as dog catcher. And don't tell me dog catchers are not elected. I know that. So, did you want to say? So this is. You want to say something? Yeah, this is a rare and special moment. Alexis actually wants to speak on mic. So let's give a round of applause for Alexis. She does an awful lot of work.
I just have a little song for Jay Inslee, as I call him Mr. Inslee, hashtag not my governor. Na na, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye. Na na, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye.
Yay! So we also have somebody else from Seattle who wants to say a few words. So we agree to. Come on.
Hello, everybody. It's wonderful to see you all out here. Really wonderful. I want you to be aware, I'm sure you are, that there are these kind of things happening all over the world, all over America, and in some places in enormous numbers of people. Did you see what happened in London just the other day? I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands. In India, a little while back, 250 million people shut down the country for a general strike. 250 million people in the streets. How come we only have a few hundred here? All right, so we got a lot more work to do, right? Now, how many of you have ever heard of an NDE or near-death experience? I'm sure you've heard of that. If not, check it out, because there's amazing stories of individual near-death experiences. What we are experiencing now in this state and country is the near-death experience of our republic and our state. But it's not over yet. It's only near. As he said, the brothers said, we are not giving up. We will never give up because we know our lives are on the line. Now, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I know most of you know about this absolutely deadly, medical, experimental, unapproved, unsafe, untested process being done on people all over this country and the world. I will not use the term they used to call it because it's not that. I know you know that, but we need to get a lot more people to know that because half of America has already marched off the cliff into oblivion on this. And that hasn't dawned on everybody the seriousness of half our population is in absolute peril because of that alone. So I know you know that. I won't go into that a lot more. But I've been making podcasts about this and documentaries about this going back more than 10 years, predicting all of this stuff. And I just made one yesterday down in Centralia at the gun show. Okay? Come see me afterwards. I'll give you my email and I'll send you all of them because they're very relevant. I've studied this stuff for 30, 40 years. I know the big picture viewpoint, and I'm happy to share that information with you, though I know a lot of you already know that. What this brother said is absolutely perfect. Boycott all this stuff. Do not support this in any way. That means just say no. We can stop this tomorrow if we just say no and mean no and be willing to back it up with anything necessary. Again, you can't just talk. It's not just about where you spend your money, and you can't just do the legal process. All of these things have to be done as saying no and meaning no. I love you all. I want you to stay safe and healthy. God bless.
Thank you. So, you all have a job to do now. Do you know what your job is? Yeah, but you know how to do that? You're all gonna have to go and try to become a PCO in your precinct so you can change the way your party works, so you can actually put in people in your party that are going to fight for constitutional values. Okay? So I want every one of you to do that. Find out what precinct you belong to. Join your party. I don't care what party it is. Join your party and try to move it towards constitutional principles. Okay? You know what else you need to do? You need to talk to at least 10 friends that have stopped voting or have been voting wrong. You got to get them to vote. 2022, we need to have a massive turnout. This is so critical. What's the point of getting 1.5 million signatures, or like Pete said, 2 million? What's the point if we aren't going to get people to go and vote? Don't let anyone tell you that there's no reason to vote, because that's how the enemy gets it. They tell you not to vote and you don't vote and they win, because they do vote. So you got to bring people in. Bring in the people who have tuned out. You know what the third thing you need to do is?
Boycott.
Yeah, that's true too. But what I was thinking is run for office. Run. Suck it up and run. It's not easy, but I'll tell you, it is a life-changing thing to do. I've run twice, and for better or worse, I would not change having done that. You learn so much about people, your neighbors, members of your community. You learn that even the people we think we don't agree with, we actually agree with a lot more than we thought. I've gone to people who I said, oh my God. And then after you talk to them, you say, well, actually, these guys, they want to go to work and they want the government to leave them alone, and they want the same things we do. There's only a small number of people who really want the extreme, horrible stuff that we don't want. So, run for office. And that's all we have today, but that's a lot. And I want you to remember what I said, your three things. Now, if you want to get rid of Inslee, we do need your contributions. I hate to say that, but that's fundamental of politics. A gubernatorial election, well, Inslee spent $7 million to get in last year. That's what he spent, okay? And that's low. He spent, in 2016, he spent something like $11 million to get in, okay? Our budget, we're aiming for $2 million, and that's from start to finish. Yeah, well, there's a lot of things we need to fix in the state. So we're focusing on the one thing that we feel we can do. But yes, contribute your time and your treasure, because you're important, and yes, the campaign needs money. So have a good rest of your day. Enjoy our Washington spring weather. It's beautiful. It's not raining and it's not snowing either. So what more could you ask for? Thank you all for coming.